Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. It's On the Hill with Pat Jenkins Sports Talk Radio here from KDSJ 479. We come to you each and every day from 1 to 2 p.m. Man, real quick, want to get y'all sponsors because we got to get to the hall, guys. A lot of guests, and we got to get on with it. But first off, I want to start off by giving a shout out to all our sponsors: Lindsay and Associates, Locomotion, Corey Beck's Custom Painting, and lastly, KDK's Chicken. Go down and see Keith and Kat to get a play of that love. But let's continue to move on. We've said we had a lot going on Friday, and it's a Hall Guy segment. So we got to get down to Davie, Florida, where we're going to get in touch with our first major Arkansas prospect. He's a high priority for Coach Sam Carter at the University of Arkansas out of University High School, Ricardo Hallman. Ricardo, welcome to OTH, my man. Doing real good. You just recently, less than 24 hours ago, Ricardo was offered by Sam Carter, Coach Barry Odom, the defensive coordinator at Arkansas. Talk about that offer, and what was that conversation like with you and Coach Carter?
It was a good conversation. Actually, it's a pretty funny story. I was my coach was texting me, my defensive back coach at university school. He was texting me, and he was telling me that he was talking to Arkansas. He was talking to Coach Carter, and he was like, "I think they're pretty close to offering you." And I was like, "Sir," I was like, "That's real good. I like Arkansas a lot." And he's like, "Oh yeah, that's good." And then the thing about it is, I had to go work out. And then it was about 45 minutes, an hour into the workout, and I see my coach. I had 10 missed calls from my coach and like 20 text messages saying, "Bro, pick up the phone, answer, like we need you." And then I was like, I paused my workout and was able to call my coach back. And then it was actually on a three-way call with me, Coach Carter, and my defensive back coach. And he talked to me. He was just like, "Yeah, bro." He's like, "We'll just let you know right now, we need you and we want you in there." And then he was just like, "I just want to let you know you have an offer. I have an offer from the University of Arkansas, and I just want to build this relationship and get you good." Yeah.
When you think about that, Ricardo, to be able to get the offer from your position coach, a guy at Sam Carter would be your position coach there at the D-back coach, how big is that? Because, not a lot of position coaches, recruit and hand out offers to the guys that they're going to be developing. How big was that to have Coach try to establish that?
That was big, very huge, because if the offer is coming for him, that means it's off his interest. It's like he is coming straight from him. He's interested in me. He liked my film. He likes the way I play. That just lets me know, like, a big indicator that is good.
When you look at your other schools, who are some of the other schools, Ricardo, that are showing you high major priority right now heading into your senior season?
I would say definitely Arkansas. Schools like Penn State, Louisville, Ole Miss, and Iowa State, and Michigan and Miami. Probably schools of that nature.
Now, being down there in Florida, Ricardo, I know you get a chance each and every week to play, Power 5 competition. As the state's just littered with high school football talent. Talk about how that, helps prepare you for the next step, which for you will be major college football.
It prepares me big time. It's always a saying that says you don't know high school football until you play Florida high school football, and I just think it's crazy because the Florida talent is unbelievable. you're gonna be going against every Friday. You have a big name. You have a good guy you're gonna go to. It's always a bunch of dogs. So Florida really prepares you for the next level. It's just having that Florida swag and that Florida attitude and just playing Florida ball. It's just like something you can get nowhere else, honestly.
When you look at your film after your junior year, you know, you and your coach sat down, what were some things you felt good about Cardo? And then what were some things that you made a note of that you wanted to improve and make better so that you could have the type of senior year that you'd like to have?
Yes, sir. I mean, I look at my film all the time. I just know the things I can say that's good about me is that I'm very diverse. I feel like I can play any coverage you want me to. Cover one, press off, cover two, cover three, cover four. Anything you want me to play, I got you. I feel like my ball skills are kind of unmatched because like when the ball's in my area, I'm going to get the ball. It's coming with me. I'm going to
Right.
get that interception. I'm going to get that interception coming home to me. But honestly, I haven't reached my full potential yet. I know I have a lot of stuff to work on, but one thing mainly I want to work on, I just like I just want to be a lot more physical when it comes to. I think I should work on being more physical when it comes to press situations and like and other like type of like situations of that nature. I just want to be more of a physical guy.
Who are some guys, Ricardo, that you like to watch at the DB position, either in the NFL or at the collegiate level?
A lot of guys. You know, I at in the NFL right now. I love Marlon Humphrey, Jalen Ramsey, Patrick Peterson always a good favorite for me. I love I love Xavier Howard. I like how Xavier Howard plays a lot. He plays on the way, but I like I like Byron Jones. I like Jair Alexander. I like the guys of the nature. And in college this year, you know, you can't go wrong with guys like C.J. Henderson and Jeff Okuda and guys of that nature. They just all those guys that I named were just ball hawks all year and balled out.
When I come to Davie, Florida, and I'm at university school for 4 quarters after I got my popcorn and my 20 ounce, what type of football player will I see when that ball's kicked off in Ricardo Hallman?
You're gonna see a dog. You're gonna see a person. You see a person who plays every play 100%, who plays hard and just plays at one speed. Honestly, you're gonna see great instinct. A guy who just loves the game of football and is very passionate about the game of football. And that's one thing about me is I'm very passionate. You know, I'll get on my teammates if I feel like they're doing something wrong. I just want to play ball. I love ball, and you just gonna be. I know you're gonna be impressed when you leave that game.
Talking with Ricardo Hallman of University School in Davie, Florida, a big-time major 2021 defensive back prospect for Sam Carter in the University of Arkansas. And let's have a little fun, Ricardo. We're riding around Davie, Florida. I'm the OG in the car. What's the first 5 songs on the playlist that you don't let me listen to?
That's tough. Well, I don't know if you know who NBA Youngboy is, but
Yes.
yes, sir. I'm a big fan of NBA Youngboy, so honestly, first I'm gonna turn on. I'm gonna put on NBA Youngboy's new album. You're gonna have to listen to Long Road. Then I'm gonna take you. I'm gonna take you to Raw. I don't know if you know who Raw Wave is.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm gonna take you to some Raw Wave. We gonna play his whole album. We gonna play his whole album. We gonna play NBA Youngboy whole album. We gonna play some of the Baby. We gonna play some Lil Baby. We gonna play everybody because you're gonna get a little bit of everybody with me.
Well, I like that. But last question, and you finish the statement. When football is done with, when it's all said and done for Ricardo Hallman will be doing what with his life after football?
Honestly, I know that's tough because I know I would want to stay around football. I would say I'd probably just go back, try to do some coaching because you know I just wanna help the youth. I just wanna help the youth achieve their dreams of being in that NFL, or getting to that college. I just wanna help the people that's younger than me, improve them, and help them just grow and everything.
Well, Ricardo, my man, hey, let's not make this be the last time. Let's continue at least once or twice a month to come on and give an update as to how you're recruiting and how the season is going. But for now, my man, hey, thanks for taking time out, and you have a blessed weekend, my guy.
You too, no problem. Thank you for taking your time.
All right, bub. That was 2021 defensive back prospect Ricardo Hallman out of Davie, Florida, University School, High School. Big time prospect for Coach Sam Carter. This young man, I want to go to my producer real quick, get his analysis before we move on to our next big time Hall guy prospect Demetrius, tell me what you saw in the D-back.
Just an athletic kid. Definitely has great ball skills. Good footwork. Understands angles, and I just think just those Florida football programs down there create great defensive players. So I'm not, you know.
Well, we're going to take a quick break. We caught up. We had some press conference, teleconference with assistant coaches, Kendall Briles, and assistant coach, which is offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator, Kendall Briles and Barry Odom. We'll let you hear more of that. And then when we come back, we're going to have Malick Sylla of Katy, Texas, the 22 defensive end. He's going to talk Hogs and much, much more. It's On the Hill with Pat Jenkins on KDSJ 479. Back in a bit.
To quote unquote normal, the things that we do between now and then, we're just going to make sure that we're ready when that time comes, and that whenever we can hit the field, that we're ready to go with the install and how we're going to go practice and the habits and all the things that our kids have stayed up on. They've done a tremendous job.
And last question, I'll let somebody else have it. And this may be hard also because you don't have spring ball to do some evaluations, but at this point in the class of 2021, what are some areas that you guys have kind of identified that you really need to shore up in this class on the defensive side of the ball?
Well, look, we're really young on defense. If you look at just the guys returning in every spot. So I think, as coach has set, kind of what we're looking at numbers going into next year, we'll sign a full class, and we're recruiting heavy every position on the defensive side. And I really like our returning roster and at every spot. I like the ability that those guys have. I'm anxious to get out and continue to develop what they do, but right now we're full steam ahead on really recruiting every spot defensively.
Appreciate you, Coach.
Thanks.
We've got Coach Briles too now.
Okay, thank you. Hey, Barry, I do really appreciate the words you delivered right at the very start of your comments.
Yes.
I'm sure you guys would much rather be out on the field right now, but the NCAA has even doubled. I think it goes to 8 hours starting next week. So I'm interested, how have you allotted your time specifically? Do you go from just stuff with the secondary guys that you teach them, and now maybe do some full defensive team, or did you even do some of that this week?
Is that for me or for Kendall? I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
That's for you, Barry, and then Kendall, if you could address that as well, how you spent the time.
The thing is, coaches, like I said early on, I can't give Coach Pittman, enough praise on how he's handled this, because there's a lot of things that.
Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. It's our Friday edition of On the Hill with Pat Jenkins Sports Talk Radio here on KDSJ 479. And as we say, it's our Hog Eye edition because Coach Sam Pittman and that staff they never stopped watching. And so we thought that we'd make our way down. We keep telling you, Coach Pittman said he felt like they needed to pick up the pace in the 2022 class, and boy, did they ever pick it up, because they got on the road and headed to Katy, Texas, and extended an offer to big time. And I think he's the top defensive end in the junior class in the state of Texas. Let's welcome him in, Malick Sylla of Katy, Texas, Katy High School. Malick, what's up, my man?
Hey, how y'all doing? What's up, cuz?
Doing real good, man. Recruiting for you, Malick, heading into your junior year. Starting to heat up. Arkansas comes in with that offer. Talk about that offer, and what was that like, to have an SEC school believe in you so early?
It feels good because I feel like I've been working towards this a long time, like almost my whole life. And to show that it paid off feel amazing.
You started, I watched the game last year, the very first game of your season against North Shore, the defending 6A champion, coming on national TV. Talk about what that was like as a sophomore, and how has that helped you, going into your junior year and going forward?
North Shore is just about as hard as it gets, and that's the best football around. So I feel like if I could go against them, I could go against anybody. And it's just like a confidence thing. Like, all right, we went against them. I did good. Now I have to keep consistent, keep showing I could do. I'm really good, and I'm just not a fluke.
Talk about just when you look at your sophomore year, when you sat down with your defensive staff and you guys went over to a great year. What did you feel good about, Malick? And then what were some of the things that you as the player made notes to say, hey, I got to work on this so that I can have an even more successful junior season?
Right. I'm gonna say I was really elite in my pass rushing, but my downfall was my get off. I was a little slow off the ball. I was depending on raw athleticism.
Right. Who are some schools, Malick, that outside of Arkansas are making you a high priority and showing you what so many kids nowadays call love over social media? Who are some of those schools?
I'm getting a lot of love from LSU, Clemson, Texas A&M, and I'll talk to Oklahoma a bit.
Now, with this early onslaught of Power 5 schools, a lot of those schools, let's face it, well known. With Arkansas not having so much success here over the past, but with this new staff, how has are you looking for a program maybe to come in and bring it up, or where are you at with that, Malick, at so early in the process?
Right now I'm just gonna watch how things play out because I don't want to rush it too soon. Just watch how things are going, and then I'm gonna make my decision.
Now, I know being in the state of Texas, you're right there in between the University of Texas and then there's A&M. How much in-state pressure, or Baylor as well, TCU, the 4 power programs, how much in-state pressure do you get, or is that something that you and the family really don't pay attention to?
I'm not paying attention to too much. I'm just trying to see what's best for my future.
Now, there's something a lot of people may not know about you, Malick, is that you're a 200-meter runner. How does that help at the defensive end or outside linebacker position to be able to use those attributes?
Right. That's just raw speed. That anything you do on the track is gonna help football regardless.
Now, who are some NFL or NCAA defensive ends or outside linebackers that you like to pay attention to?
I like Chase Young a lot. The one who went to Ohio. I like Nick Bosa. I like Myles Garrett. I like Von Miller. Who else? There's a few other guys.
Now, I want you to tell me about that Katy high school culture. It's the program that you're in and year out, expected to achieve great things. Talk about that, Malick, and how does that help prepare you for when you do pick that program of choice? Because obviously, wherever you go, it's gonna be a high expectation school. So how does that prepare you playing at a school and in the culture that you guys have there at Katy?
Right. Katy, we're a traditional school. We don't like to do too much fancy stuff. We're just a smash mouth team. So I definitely want to go to a team where it's like that, where it's instead of like avoiding thing, we're going to it, trying to attack it. And I want to go to a team that's real dominant too.
Malick, which position do you prefer? When you watch on film, I mean, you're a stand-up end, could play some outside linebacker. What are most schools recruiting you as, and what do you feel more comfortable playing? What position?
I'm gonna say I'm playing a DN outside backer because I have the speed and I could still rush.
Now, when I come to Katy, and I hope to make it down to Texas down that way and catch a game or two before you get out of high school. But when I'm there and I'm getting my popcorn, my Sprite, I'm at the top bleacher of the stadium. When that ball's kicked off, what type of football player am I going to see for 4 quarters in Malick Sylla?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be consistent. I'm gonna have a real good motor. I'm gonna get after the ball, and I won't stop. I'm gonna keep going.
I like that. And I want everybody to know that we're talking with Malick Sylla, 2022 outside linebacker, defensive end prospect for Coach Sam Pittman, Barry Odom, and that entire defensive staff at Arkansas. Major prospect. But let's have a little fun, my man. You and I, and we talked about this, so I hope you got your list ready, my man. Riding around Katy, Texas. I need to know some new music. What's the first 5 songs you going to play for the old school in your vehicle?
I'm going to play Rags to Riches by Raw Waves. I'm gonna play Chosen One by Polo G. I'm gonna play what else? Grace by Lil Baby. I'm gonna play who else? Hold up, give me a second. I'm gonna play Turks by Nav.
I can go with that.
Right, and I'm gonna. Who else? I'm gonna listen to Young Prodigy by Kodak Black.
All right, those are some good ones. And now, final question. And like I said, Malick, great. And thanks for taking time out on the hill with us. But I'm going to make a statement, and you finish it out for me if you would. When football is all said and done with, for Malick Sylla of Katy, Texas, Malick Sylla will be doing what with his life afterward?
He'll either be doing software engineering or mechanical engineering when it's all said and done.
I like that, my man. Well, hey, Malick, thanks for taking time out, man. Every honor and every accolade that you receive from watching film and talking to you, it goes without question. It's well-deserved. And let's not make this the last time that you're a guest here on OTH. Maybe once or twice a month, let's get a Malick Sylla update.
For sure.
All right, Malick. Hey, thanks for taking time out on the hill today, bud.
All right.
All right, my man. That was Malick Sylla of Katy, Texas, Katy High School, big 2022 outside linebacker, defensive end. I think Arkansas is recruiting at the defensive end spot. And I mean, the young man, his athletic ability and the speed off the edge. And did have some Von Miller-esque type of ability. What'd you see?
Yeah, we got a Texas high school guru scout in Terry Roy. He commented and said he's seen this kid play and we're getting a beast. It reminds him of a Chase Young type of player, and I can see that. Very explosive, very big. It surprised me for him to be a defensive end running to 200. You don't see that. That's unheard of. So I think it could be something special, and especially I heard him mention engineering. Arkansas is known for their engineering program. Right. You heard him mention track. Arkansas is known for their track, and then football. I feel like their football program will be on the uprise the next 2 to 3 years. So
I tell you what, I know another thing that's known at the University of Arkansas, and that's the tight end position. As our next guest that's going to grace the stage of OTH, Trent McGoughey of Pearland, Texas, Shadow Creek High School. He's about to tell us how he feels about the Razorbacks. That's all coming up, and we'll let you get more with our teleconference with Kendall Browse and defensive coordinator Barry Odom, and then we'll be back. It's On the Hill with Pat Jenkins on KDSJ 479. Let's get it.
Do that, and you go back to square one, and you teach, and don't assume that they know anything, and just take it day by day on continuing to push them, motivate them, but also provide them the opportunity to learn at the pace that they need to. And so it's been really good, and our kids have done a heck of a job on retaining information, but also making sure that, they're hungry. They're a hungry group to want to succeed, and they understand that this is part of how they're going to be successful, is understanding what we're trying to get implemented with our offensive defensive schemes.
Okay, and Kendall, for you, how do you split your time between just with the quarterback and then the whole team, and how do you project that for next week when you have even more time?
Yeah, we spoke about that this morning, and I'm traveling right now, so I apologize if I do lose you. I'll call right back in. But we're going to talk about that. We talked about this morning as a staff how we want to handle the new rule with gaining 4 more hours a week, and just trying to make sure that we're not. What we don't want to do is hold these kids to the fire when there's not stuff that we can be teaching at that point. There's if you get 4 hours a week, we as coaches we've gone through it. And said he's reteaching, and we're doing the same thing offensively. We want to make sure that if we are using all that 8 hours, that we're not just holding the kids' feet to the fire. We're actually being able to teach and use that, and when it's done, it's done. So there's so many different ways to skin a cat at this point. Obviously, like Coach said, there's no handbook to how you handle certain times like this. Once again, I'm going to say the same thing as Barry said, but Coach Pittman has been unbelievable as a leader, providing us with the details on a day-to-day basis of what we want to get done and have a plan to go out and execute it. And it's been good. Everybody is on the same page. This is a new job and a new journey for all of us, and we feel very blessed to be able to represent the Hogs, and nobody loves this program more than Coach Pittman, and he's got a staff that respects him. So we're doing everything we can to help him be successful, help Arkansas be successful, so the people in this state can be very proud of this football program. And our kids are doing the same. They're working out. We're not able to get video footage of what they're actually physically doing, but they're working out. They're talking to our strength staff, and
It's our Friday edition of On the Hill with Pat Jenkins Sports Talk Radio. It's our Hawkeye edition here on OTH. But real quick, I want everybody to give a shout out to our sponsors. With that being said, Lindsay and Associates with an office location in Fayetteville, an office location also too in Rogers. Locomotion, it's located just below the Northwest Arkansas Mall in Fayetteville. Corey Beck's Custom Painting, and lastly, the one I always talk about because I'm always there, KDK's Chicken, that's located at 989 Razorback Road. Meet me there or beat me there. Go see Keith and Kathy, get a plate of love, and like they say, it's not your mama's. And I added this, the best chicken and waffles in the South. But Arkansas is starting to be known kind of as a tight end U, as it just came out several days ago. Hunter Henry, the highest paid tight end in the NFL, happens to be a Razorback. And they continue to try to build tight end U as Coach Barry Odom or Sam Pittman and Kendall Browse and staff have made their way to what I consider a very good high school, defending state champion in the 6A, down to Shadow Creek High School, where they're trying to, attract our guest, 2022 major tight end prospect, Trent McGoughey of Pearland, Texas, Shadow Creek High School. Trent, welcome to the show.
Yes. Thank you. Appreciate you for having me.
Trent, get off into it. Arkansas comes in with an offer, but what was that like when you got that offer from the University of Arkansas? And who are some of the other schools going into your junior year, TG, that are really, really making you a high priority?
Well, I remember my freshman year when they offered me to like the old staff, I was very excited as SC offered. And like you said, they produced really good tight ends. And then when Coach Browse and them came and they re-offered me, I was even more excited. And Arkansas, they have a promising future. And the schools that recruit me the hardest, you can say, I'll say LSU, Ohio State, Florida, Oregon, Arizona State, Michigan, and plenty more.
You talk about Arkansas. I know they did give it that offer your freshman season. Justin Stepp, a former coach on the Morris staff, was a holdover there for Coach Pittman here at Arkansas. He's continuously been a real good relationship builder of several young men as he's recruiting your teammate, Randy Masters. Talk about that relationship, and then also too, Trent, by knowing some familiarity with Kendall Browse, how does that help Arkansas? You got 2 more years to continuously build that relationship and watch this Arkansas offense grow.
I think Kendall Brown's going to help the offense a lot more. He's a great coach. I feel like he's going to improve the offense even more. And then with just me and Bobo, we got a good relationship. We just cool. And then we just stay on the course for everything, really.
Now, talk about schools that you had planned on getting out to, Trent. I know right before the COVID pandemic hit, most kids want to get out to spring football practices. Where were some of the schools? And once we get back to some normal life, where are some of the places you'd like to get out to?
The schools that I'll be heading to probably would be Florida, Miami, Ohio State. I'm gonna try to get to Arkansas. I'm probably gonna head back to Oklahoma, Penn State, Michigan, check them out, and probably a few more schools, but that's really gonna be it because I don't have that much time to visit all those schools.
Trent, talk about the culture there at Shadow Creek, playing for a defending state champion there in Pearland, Texas. How do you think that's going to help prepare you for the next step, which will be Power 5 football here in a couple of years?
In my opinion, I think we're the best. I feel like we're the best team in Texas, and we compete every day in practice, and we just dominate every time we play. And I think that even when we play a good opponents, it's going to help me because when I get to college, everybody's going to be good. So, really.
How are you able to get your workouts in? I saw a couple of videos, but how are you able to continuously stay in shape so that you will be ready once you guys get back on the football field?
Me training with the Footwork King almost every day, and me doing speed and agility training with my other coaches, and then I have weights at home, so I just work out at home. I lift at home too.
When you study your film from sophomore to your junior year, what did you feel good about in that sophomore season, and what do you feel like you need to work on heading into your junior campaign?
I'd say for my sophomore year, just keep being a more dominant blocker, and then when I keep getting the chance to get the ball, just keep showing what I can do. Really, that's really about it.
NFL or NCAA tight ends you like to watch? Who are some of those guys, T?
My favorite tight end right now is probably George Kittle. Right now, he's a dominant blocker and he's a great receiving tight end. I'd probably say my favorite tight end of all time probably be Antonio Gates.
Now, when I go to Shadow Creek there in Pearland, Texas, I got my soda pop, 20-ounce Coca-Cola. I'm at the highest seat in the stadium. What type of player will I see in Trent McGoughey for 4 quarters once that ball's kicked off?
You're going to see an all-around player who can block, be a great teammate, and catch the ball and just score and just do his thing and dominate.
Now, TG, we're going to have a little fun, and I hope you got your list ready. You think you're going to be ready to get it? We're riding around in Pearland. I need 5 songs on the playlist because I need to know what's the new vibe. What you got for me?
5 songs in Pearland?
Mm-hmm.
Nah, to be honest, I don't even know.
I mean, what's the first 5 songs on the playlist?
Oh, for me?
For you.
I mean, for rappers, I can say you're gonna have Roddy Ricch on there, Gunna, The Baby, Uzi, and probably I can't even think right now. And maybe for game they probably play Youngboy.
I can see that. I can see that. Real good. We can ride. And for those that have just tuned in to our broadcast of On the Hill with Pat Jenkins Sports Talk, our Hall Guy segment, we're talking with Trent McGoughey of Pearland, Texas, Shadow Creek High School, big 2022 tight end prospect, major prospect for Coach Kendall Browse, Coach Sam Pittman, and that offensive staff. Now let's have this. I got a question, and I want you to complete this at the end of the day. When football is done with, for Trent McGoughey, when it's all said and done, Trent's going to be doing what with his life afterwards?
I mean, probably after sports, probably just maybe I don't know. I'm a big video game person. Maybe just start going in and start playing people online more, as I do now, and just be a gamer, I guess.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Well, hey, my man, let's not make this the last time you are a guest on our show, TG. But for now, my man, thanks for taking time out here on OTH, and you have a blessed weekend.
No problem. You too. Thank you.
All right.
All right.
That was 2022 major tight end prospect from Pearland, Texas, Shadow Creek High School, Trent McGoughey. What you see, my man?
One thing that stood out is he can block. That's one thing that tight ends pride themselves on, and he has a good technique in blocking.
Well, we're going to take a break. We're going to let you continuously hear our teleconference with defensive coordinator Barry Odom and offensive coordinator Kendall Browse. And then when we come back, we'll be joined to talk a little Razorback basketball with our good buddy. He used to be with us. You'll get a side of once he talks who he is. Courtney Asher Smith of PrepHoops.com. He's up next. It's On the Hill with Pat Jenkins on KDSJ 479. Back in a moment.
What we're doing offensively is we're also having quizzes. So, we meet with those guys all week. Then there's quizzes that open up that they can go into an app. They take those, we get that information, and then we go back over that information with the players the next day. So it's kind of like Barry said, we're teaching, and then we give assignments, and we grade it.
Okay. Well, Kendall, how comfortable do you feel with how you feel the players are picking up the playbook?
I feel good at where we're at. It's kind of a loaded question because everything is really calm when you're sitting down looking at a computer and, you don't have somebody on the other side of the ball that's trying to knock your head off. So it's you can be calm in these environments and be able to retain information. That's one thing. But to go on a field and execute seeing signals and your alignment and physically putting your body through that and doing it, that's another. But what we can do right now, I feel really good about where we're at. We had an offensive staff meeting this morning. Feel really good about where we are at, especially from a skill standpoint, which we're a little further along than the offense with with the O-line with Coach Brad Davis. He has used this, which I think is excellent. He's used this as really a slower period to be able to really teach the fine details of O-line play. And that they're going a little bit slower, but I think it's warranted. I think that what he's doing is perfect for what we need, going through all the details of offensive line play and teaching front, teaching defenses, teaching the things, it's allowed us to slow down and teach more defense as well. So feel good about where we're at.
Welcome back. It's On the Hill with Pat Jenkins Sports Talk Radio. It's our Friday edition of OTH. We come to you here on KDSJ 479 from 1 to 2 p.m. And Coach Eric Musselman and that staff went out and signed the nation's number 7 class, a class that not too many people expected in year one under Coach Muss. But the guy that we're about to bring on, he kind of, alluded to as I spoke with him as this thing played out. So we're going to bring him on from PrepHoops.com, Courtney Asher Smith. Courtney, welcome back to OTH, man. Been a while.
Man, it's been a long time. What, about a year and a half? Something like that.
Hey, you left Ole Miss, moved up, and I think you forgot about me and D, right?
No, I didn't.
Let's get off into it, Courtney. You rave really highly about this incoming class of signees that Eric Musselman is about to bring to the University of Arkansas. Elaborate on that for our listeners and why you feel so strong about this class.
Well, the good thing about Musselman, he was able to get size. In the SEC, you need size. You got 2 6'9" big men coming in, but the kid I'm most impressed with is Vance Jackson, 6'6" wing. So I mean, you look at this team last year. This team didn't have as much size as he's bringing in, but he was on the come up of making the NCAA tournament in his first year.
Right.
So Arkansas fans have to be happy with how the team played, because at one point before the injuries, that team was NCAA tournament bound.
Right.
But he had a couple injuries, and that kind of derailed things. Not saying that totally counted them out making the NCAA tournament, but that did hurt their chances due to injuries. But you reload, you bringing some key guys back, you bringing in a top 10 recruiting class. Vance Jackson, I think, is going to really be a stud in the SEC because of his length and athleticism.
Right.
He's a great slasher, not a bad jump shooter.
Right.
That's going to be something Arkansas can really use on the wing with somebody like him.
Right.
I think Musselman has done a great job recruiting. I don't think he's done. I think this really is only the beginning. If you go back to last year, how he had packed crowds every Saturday or every week, Wednesday and Thursday nights, in Bud Walton Arena. So that should be a sign of great things to come for Arkansas and this staff that I feel like has done a tremendous job.
A guy I want to talk to you about is Moses Moody, a young man by way of Little Rock, played Mount Verde Academy, just signed his national letter to be a Razorback at noon today. Talk about Moses, because you've had a chance during the summer circuit as you get out to a lot of these EYBL, Under Armour, Adidas type of events. Talk about his game and how, what will he bring to the University of Arkansas?
Well, he's another one. If you team him up with Van Jackson, I mean, you got a backcourt that's going to be pretty hard to deal with. Moses Moody is another guard that I think is a great slasher. He handled the ball pretty well. Not a bad defender. Jump shot is not bad at all. I think he can work. I think he can improve on that, which I think Musselman and his staff would do.
Right.
So you're looking at a kid that has high upside. I think would fit right in as one of the best guards in the SEC. Moses Moody is everything is advertised. I think he's going to be an impact player from day one in Arkansas. I think Musselman and his staff would be very happy with him on campus. I think the fans would be very happy with Moses Moody being in this class. I don't know. I don't have anything bad to say about the kid, because I think the kid is I think he's one of the top guards in 2020. I felt like that from when I saw him a year ago. I felt like, okay, this kid is really, really good. Going to the SEC, he's going to fit right along with the other guards that are at other programs. The SEC is going to be fun this year. Five of the top 10 classes are from the SEC.
Right.
If you look at the top 20, I think you have 8 SEC programs that are bringing in a top 20 class.
Wow.
Yeah. So
when you talk, Courtney, about Arkansas, it's quite obvious over the last few years they hadn't been a very big team. That's not to be the case. As you say, Vance Jackson comes in 6'9", and you bring in another 6'10", and Jalen Williams, a young man out of Fort Smith, Arkansas, Northside High School. Talk about, to be able to add the size, because you're also going to bring in Connor Vanover at 7'3". This is going to be vastly a different team. How will this size help Arkansas and Coach Musselman in next season?
It's going to help a lot. I mean, you need size in the SEC. I mean, if you look at a lot of talent, a lot of NBA talent is coming from the SEC. It's Arkansas, like you said, hasn't had big men in the past, because most of the big men Calipari has had.
Right.
He's had the big men to come in, dominate, and go to the NBA after 1 year. Whereas now you're seeing other programs like Arkansas bring in big men that can possibly be impactful players from the day they step on campus. So it's a big thing for Arkansas. In the past, Arkansas has had some of the best guards in the country.
Right.
So I mean, the history proves that. But now all of a sudden, Musselman is rewriting history in a different path, where now you're gonna have big men to go along with some big wings. Now he's gonna have that balance that he didn't have this past season. Now you with the balance now you're definitely looking at a NCAA tournament team if everyone stays healthy.
The young man I also want to talk about is Devo Davis. He signed in the early signing period. Here's another, as you say, a lone guard in that 6'4", 6'5" range out of Jacksonville. Talk about, you've had a chance to see Devo when he was with Woods Elite over this past summer. Talk about his game and what will he bring from that.
He's very explosive. Like that kid, he get out in transition. Like, I mean, there's no stopping him. He's one of those guys that downhill, he's really good at that. That's what really impressed me with him. I mean, he's very good at going downhill. He's gonna fit well. Now I don't know how many minutes he's going to play right away because of Vance Jackson coming in, because of Moses Moody coming in. Don't know how that rotation is going to look, but I would think he would be somewhere in the rotation, because if he gets out in the open court, I mean, he's either going to get a dunk or he's going to get a layup. He's getting something. I mean, he's one of those guys. I mean, once he get up in the air, there's no stopping him. So,
he's another key. I think he's the steal that a lot of other programs weren't able to get, and Musselman was somehow able to get. I think he was a steal to go along with what Musselman already had, plus everything he was able to add with this class. So the things are looking great for Arkansas. I mean, when I saw Arkansas's recruiting class, I said, you know what, this class, I'm more impressed with this class outside of Kentucky and Tennessee and Auburn and LSU. This class has a chance to be just as good as some of those classes.
Now, with that being said, we got about 2 minutes, Courtney. But if Isaiah Joe elects to come back and play his junior year with this basketball team in year 2 under Coach Musselman, and with the core of you talk Desi Seals, Reggie Chaney, and Ethan Henderson, to go with the size, the 9 new bodies that they're going to have, where do you see this team in that 2021 upcoming season in year 2 with Eric Musselman?
I see them being in the top half of the SEC. It's going to be a battle. Like I said, you got 5 of the top 10 recruiting classes coming in, all from the SEC. So that speaks volume to what these coaches and the head coaches have done, what these coaching staffs as a whole have done on the recruiting trail. Right. They went and got some of the top players in 2020. They went and got grad transfers. So they went and got freshmen or sophomores that have entered the transfer portal. So I mean these coaches have done a damn good job. So I really think Arkansas will be at the top half, top 5, top 6 team in the SEC next year. I don't see them being below 7. Well, I really think Arkansas will be an NCAA tournament team next year.
Well, Courtney, thanks for your
everybody
time.
Stays healthy.
I know you're in the barbershop, so continue to get that at the haircut, and then hey, let's continue to not make this the last time. But we got to bring you back long time, but you always bring it when you do show up.
All right, appreciate you.
All right, my man. Have a blessed one.
All right.
That was PrepHoop.com's Courtney Asher Smith giving us the 411 on how he sees this incoming class, the 7th ranked class in all of college basketball, heading to Fayetteville to play and represent the state for Coach Eric Musselman and that staff. And that's going to wrap up our show today. But real quick before we get out of here, Demetrius, if they want to check out OTH, what are the platforms that they can reach out and catch up with us on?
On YouTube, that's On the Hill Sports Talk LLC, Sauced Up Entertainment, and you can check us out on all podcast platforms.
All right. Well, hey, we want to give a shout out real quick to all of our guests before we get out. And you want everybody to have a great weekend, but let's get this thing started and give a shout out to Ricardo Hallman of Davie, Florida, University School, High School, for coming on and talking Razorbacks. Also to Malick Sylla of Katy, Texas, the 2022 defensive end outside linebacker, had much to say. And also want to make a note that Ricardo Hallman is a 2021 defensive back prospect. And then lastly, Trent McGoughey of Shadow Creek High School there in Pearland, Texas, the 2022 tight end. I mean, he's a hot prospect all the way across. And lastly, our good buddy that wants to talk a little must bust, Courtney Asher Smith of PrepHoops.com. And lastly, our sponsors. This wouldn't be possible without those guys. Lindsay and Associates, with an office location in Fayetteville, an office location also too in Rogers. Locomotion, located just below Northwest Arkansas Mall in Fayetteville. Corey Beck's Custom Painting, and lastly, KDK Chicken. You can catch them down at 989 South Razorback Road. Go see Keith and Kathy. Get a plate of love, and like they say on the building, it's not your mama's, but I added this: the best chicken and waffles in the South. Meet me there or beat me there. But until Monday, from myself and from my producer, Demetrius Johnson, to you all, it's On the Hill with Pat Jenkins on KDSJ 479. You guys have a great weekend. Be blessed, and let's get it.